Hello, I am going to be solving today's New York Times crossword puzzle. So this is Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020, and I'm going to speak my thoughts out loud as I solve this. And if you'd like to follow along, you should see the clues toward the top of the screen in red. Okay, Tuesday puzzle, here we come. Australian avians, those are emus, right? Four-door, probably a sedan. Okay, it down a notch. Keep it down, what is it? Bring it down a notch? What do you say? How you doing? Maybe sup? Open as a gift is unwrap. Good. Okay, Chinese stir fry with... Is this... It's not mushu. Chinese stir fry with pork, eggs, and mushrooms. What's it gonna be? Not mushu, because that doesn't fit. Sailor's song... Maybe sea something? Not sure, though. Country whose stamps... use glue that's certified kosher. It's an interesting fact. Easy clue for Israel, but interesting factoid. So far is probably yet, and then I'm not seeing the sailor song, although this is probably an H. Oh, it is mushu. For some reason I was thinking mushu was M-U-S-H-U. Okay. Tone it down a notch. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't seeing that. Okay, classic TV show starring a cowboy puppet. Is that Howdy Doody? And then ethics committee, gotcha. Sailor's song. Still don't know what that is. Approached furtively. Is that like sidled up, maybe? Could be. That's emo for sure. Jordan's queen what? Absolutely delights, sends. That's something I never use this word in this way, but it comes up in crosswords a decent amount. Too rich for my blood. I'm out. Apple pencil. These are styluses. Fellas are dudes. And then what's this? Take over responsibilities from. SIM card for sure. Mischief maker's an imp. What is this? Something? Fairy tale baddies, probably an ogre. I didn't see you there. Oh, hey, maybe? Hither and yawn? Company with a spokes lizard is Geico. Umberto. Damn, I don't know that. Hazardous gas, probably radon. Okay. Industrial strength. Alright, we got themers going in two directions today. Industrial strength is heavy duty. Okay. So are these homophones? But not just homophones, because it's also heavy and howdy, which are also sort of similar. Relieve. There's a subtle clue for relieve. Treehouse or blanket fort, perhaps. Hideaway? Is that what it is? Path between buildings. Pedway. Wow. Harvard rival is Yale. Washroom, probably the Lav. London blank, the London Eye. Smooth talking is suave. Place to get highlights. Place to get highlights. Oh, ESPN. I kept thinking like spa doesn't fit, salon doesn't fit. That was good subtle misdirection, yeah. Okay, nursery rhyme character seen in Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass. Okay, so that's Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty. Okay, so it's just HD phrases. HD. And HD is definitely a thing. So there's probably going to be some revealer here. Opus. I think this is like day. Idyll. So I'm going to fill on this thing a little rough for a Tuesday. Day, crossing Idyll. We also had Eco over here. Yawn. Nor. So I don't know. So some of the fill is maybe a little rougher than I'd want on a Tuesday. Gossipy meddler. Yenta. Doggedly pursued. Hounded. Polish before publishing is edit for sure. Ex-spousal support is alimony. Okay. Dumas fits, but I don't know for sure. Tan. Okay. That's what they tell me anyway. So they say? No. Practice of males mating with one female, but not vice versa, as in bees and ants. Weird. Is it not monogamy? No, that doesn't really make sense, does it? Omnipotent? Okay. Proust title character. Health resort, maybe a spa, a little off. Not a miss, what's it gonna be? Incredible, maybe wow? Do I have something wrong here? What's the 8W? Designer dog that crosses a Pomeranian and a terrier. Huh. I feel like I have something wrong. One of the 42 or 43 down is wrong. BA's wedding vow is I do. Some TVs and cameras. Decorate is adorn. Road trip accommodations are inns. I feel like I'm going slightly slower than usual for a Tuesday. National mammal of the United States. What? Bison. Okay, national mammal, yeah. I don't know why I was thinking eagle, but eagle is not a mammal. Alright. Peachy keen, so it's gonna be another hunky-dory. So it's not just HD, is it? It's HYD. It's like hunky, I see. It's HYDY is more like it, right? An HY word and then a DY word. Heavy duty. Interesting. I wonder what the revealer is going to be. Actually, there might not be a revealer. It just occurred to me. You don't need a revealer on this. All right, Swan maybe? Last name Harrison. Harrison, yep. Sony's checks out. And then Araya. Yeah, I had trouble seeing that for some reason. A Porky. And then Swan. Okay, looks good. A braggart has a big ego. Opal, these are gems. Asinine, idiotic. Ethan Hawke. Mazda sports car, maybe Miata. Site with tech tips is CNET. Sharply dressed. What's that? 8 in. Oh, it's Miata like that. Okay. And then E in Morse code. It's probably DIT. Natty? I think I really know that word. Okay. Very convenient. Oh. Or when read in 6 parts, a hint to the answers to the starred clues. Handy dandy. I like that revealer. I'm glad there was a revealer because this really brings it together. It's read in 6 parts. H and Y, D and Y. That's a really large reparsing. That's pretty funny. Okay, let's solve the rest of this and then talk about it. Alternative to the pill, maybe an IUD. Marriott, probably the Hyatt. The apostrophe is a tear. I like that clue. Imaginative. I like clues, I don't know, that bring symbols into play. Sight on the back of a Jeep. Tire. I like that clue too. Because that paints a picture. A scoundrel. Maybe a meanie? Flavor boosting additive. MSG. Not as sunny as grayer. Blank O. First Asian American woman to host a major awards show. Sandra O. Did not know that fact about her. Country between Venezuela and Suriname is Guyana. Monogeny. Interesting. That's new to me, but it's inferable. Mono being single and gyne being woman. So it's inferable. That's what they tell me anyways, so I hear, and Dumas. Oh no, what do I have wrong? Damn. I don't really want to hunt around. I'm sure it's something silly. So I'm just gonna... Let's see, is it Geico like this? Wow, I'm glad. I was just gonna check my answers, and then as I was like scanning my eyes up to the upper part of the grid to reveal my answers, I saw Geico looking kind of weird and realizing that was Gecko, and the Co was like a company, so that should have been a C. I've made that mistake before. Interesting that eco, which is a very common like suffix for green, you know, eco-friendly and whatnot, was clued as this author's name, but I guess that's fine. I happen to not know it. It could have been easier for me, but all right. So this puzzle won me over kind of slowly over time. At first, I was thinking It was kind of basic with once I got howdy doody and heavy duty, Humpty Dumpty, and then the phrases are really good. Howdy doody, heavy duty, Humpty Dumpty, hunky dory. These are good finds, and I like actually that the revealer, this is kind of a rare case where the revealer actually follows the same pattern as the theme answers. Like, the revealer is also a theme answer. It's not, it's like has a dual function here, because this is handy dandy, has this HY-DY pattern, but it also, when broken into 6 parts, explains what's going on in these phrases, what these phrases have in common. Another thing I like about this is that I've seen a lot of like reparsing puzzles before. You know, I've seen, for example, like BBQ, which is short for telling you that in these common phrases, you should take a B and make it become a Q, and they'll morph into new phrases that have, you know, wacky meanings. So BBQ, like B become Q. For example, we had one just a few days ago that was not now, and it was no T, no W. So there's a common theme type, so it's definitely not an original theme type, but what I like about this, in addition to the revealer being a theme answer, is it's a particularly long phrase to be reparsing. The fact that this is broken up into 6 parts, that feels pretty rare. BBQ is 3 letters, you know what I mean? Not now is 6, and that felt longer than average. So handy dandy being, you know, a 10-letter phrase being broken into 6 parts and having that be your instructions for filling in the grid, feels like an elevated version of a familiar theme. The surrounding fill was decent. You know, Harrison is fine. I think some of the mid-length fill was actually a little more interesting than Harrison and Hideaway, which were the long bonus entries. More and Sidle Up and Monogeny. Actually, none of the long entries are particularly good, but the mid-length stuff is a little more interesting, I think, with Porky and Pedway and Mushu. Chanty is totally new to me. And yeah, not too much else remarkable in the fill. Alimony, Idiotic. It was fine, and I complained early on about the fill being a little rough, but it sort of seemed to go away, and Eco being ECO as opposed to EKO kind of changes my opinion of this whole section, because ECO I think is totally crossword valid. EKO looks pretty weird to my eyes. It's not something I recall seeing, so maybe I take back what I said, my early impression about this being a roughly filled puzzle. It's wide, which is interesting. I think this is 15 by 16, I guess because Humpty Dumpty has an even number of letters, and you can't get an even length word to be centered in a crossword puzzle that has an odd number of squares going across. So that's probably why I don't mind oversized grids. And now that I think about it, 9 minutes for a Tuesday on an oversized grid actually isn't that slow, so maybe I wasn't going as slowly as it felt. So yeah, overall reasonably positive impressions of this puzzle. There was some solid trivia-like clues in this one. I liked learning that Israel's stamps use glue that's kosher. I liked learning that Sandra was the first Asian woman to host a major awards show. And there was also a little bit of light Tuesday-appropriate misdirection in some places. I remember place to get highlights. I don't know if this was meant to trip people up, but it definitely tripped me up in thinking, okay, highlights in your hair, that's a salon or a spa or something, but highlights of a sporting event, of course. ESPN makes sense. So yeah, overall, I thought this was a solid Tuesday puzzle, and I'd love to hear what you guys thought. And I will be back here tomorrow. I make these every Monday through Thursday for the New York Times. And if you're new here and interested in seeing more of these, then clicking the red subscribe button below the video is the best way to keep in touch. And thank you so much for watching.